family of late fireman to file lawsuit against Georgetown Hospital over his death. By news source Guyana, the family of Vashon Manbod, a fireman who tragically passed away at the Georgetown Hospital 2 weeks ago while receiving treatment for injuries sustained in the May school fire, is taking legal action regarding his death. Frustrated with the outcome of an investigation into his care, the family is seeking accountability and answers. Initially, the Georgetown Hospital reported that systemic errors were found in the care provided to Manbod, but subsequently declared there was no medical negligence or wrongdoing by its staff. The family criticized the hospital's statements, asserting that they exhibit a bureaucratic detachment disguised in clinical terminology, with accountability being obscured. They demand clarification on the systemic errors the hospital acknowledged during the investigation into Manbod's death. The family questioned how the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation (GPHC) could reconcile its own admission of systemic errors with their conclusion of no negligence. They argue that systemic failures contributing to death are not mere oversights. They are actionable issues that should lead to accountability in a just society. Particularly troubling for the family is GPHC's assertion that Manbod's death resulted not only from his injuries but also from an alleged underlying chronic disease. The family maintains that there is no documented history of any chronic illness in Manbod's medical records prior to his admission, raising concerns that this statement is an attempt to mitigate liability. Additionally, the family expressed outrage at GPHC's public disclosure of findings from an autopsy conducted on Manbod without a finalized medical certificate of cause of death. They argued that the preliminary report from the state pathologist and its mention on the death registration form do not constitute a legal death certificate and thus lack conclusive legal standing. In their statement, the family referenced Guyana's medical ethics framework, specifically the Code of Ethics Regulations, 2008, which mandates that medical practitioners keep patient information confidential, even post-mortem, unless consent is given. They stress that no such consent was provided and that the hospital failed to communicate with the family prior to releasing the autopsy conclusions. There was no legal obligation, no public health emergency, and no moral justification for GPHC to publish autopsy conclusions that had yet to be finalized, they said. This disclosure was not made in the interest of transparency. It was a calculated act meant to redirect public perception and silence our quest for answers. Despite the hospital's claimed commitment to openness, the family has not received the investigative report and learned details about their loved one's death from local media rather than from the hospital itself. They believe Manbod's death highlights a systemic failure characterized by a lack of accountability, and that it could have been prevented with proper care for the injuries he sustained while serving in the Guyana Fire Service. The family is calling for public support as they prepare for their legal battle against the Georgetown Hospital. They have set up a GoFundMe page to assist with legal costs. Additionally, contributions can be made via the mobile money transfer number 6186168.